throughout history with whatever they had, whatever happened with them, I got the phone call the next day. That was super fun for me. And Suffo runs, fuck man, my first tour, I remember them saying shit like, yeah, it's gonna be fun. Don't worry about it. It's just, you know, we're thinking we might do some festivals, this, that, and the other. I'm like, all right, cool. At least I get a small break, small, smooth step into this. Direct support, Morbid Angel. How you feel about that? I was like, I'm gonna cry. All right, go ahead. Yeah, like I was just like, this is gonna be fucking insane. And
so the guys I was just chilling with for band practice, they said they saw you on that tour and that you fucking killed it on that tour. So I didn't see it, but I saw you on that Ozfest and you killed it on that one song or two songs you sang on that
Joseph
night.
and I were there.
I wish I could have seen you for a full set, to be honest. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys. It was, dude, it was one of those moments that really like opened my eyes to fucking everything. And I was like, this is awesome. I did tours with Black Dahlia Murder. We did the festival runs. We played with Decapitated. We played like those, just all those shows brought me at least into like the system. And I was like, I am never leaving this. I never want this to go away from my life. I guess towards the end of my Suffo life, I left just because of just personal differences and just business, like our business decisions. I was just kind of like, all right, let me figure out myself here. And then literally, I'm trying to think how long it took until like Wes hit me up. And I think that was maybe,
I think it was like a week, dude. Like, I mean,
a week.
Yeah, it was short after.
I'm pretty sure that Thaddeus told me about it like within a week of it happening. So.
Yeah. And I have to shout out Dan Kenny because Dan Kenny will literally cut my head off if I say that it's not partially his responsibility for me being in this band. So he called me one time telling me he had a nightmare that I didn't give him credit.
Did he really say that?
He did. I love him so much. Like, you know, you get the FaceTime. I love it. No, but shout out, love you, Dan.
Definitely sounds like Dan, dude.
But yeah, dude, it was cool to, you know, I got a Facebook message out of the blue, and I will say responsibly that I didn't know who Wes was. I never was into the circle of bands like the Faceless and things at that time. Look, I was in the Suffo circle. I was listening to Gorgasm, and I felt like my whole competition of finding the heaviest band, I found myself in the barrel of the bottom, Putrid Pile, Insidious Decrepicy, Decrepit Birth. I'm just here now. Deeds of Flesh. I live here. And then when he hit me up about the alluvial stuff, he's like, hey, I think I remember the Facebook message was very like, hey, don't know if this is your thing. Please check it out. You know, vocals are sick. Check this out. I wonder if you'd want to do this. So, and the first song I heard was Colony. And I was right out the gate. I was like, I try to judge and assume a band, right? Like within the first seconds, you know, take your elevator pitch of it. And it was very like, you know, right out the gate. I was like, oh, it's okay. It's a shreddy band. And then the next riff, I was like, okay. Like my whole brain turned on.
What made you, Wes, wanna? Because I remember the first album is that it's fully instrumental, right? So you basically wanted to bring in a singer. What made you want to do that?
The first record was supposed to have vocals on it, and there were there's a handful of guys that I ended up trying out, and some of them were in some really killer bands. And I've said this 14 different times in different places, but really the responsibility just came down to me. Like, Colony might be a cool song for vocals. There's a handful of other ones, but that first record's just got a whole bunch of long songs on it. And it would be tough for anyone to just come into that and be like, okay, how am I going to make it work over this 5.5, 6 minute long song? So I mean, once I sent him some stuff as like a guide track, and then he sent me back a demo, which was for Thy Underling. He sent it to me, and I was just like, oh, yes. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of those moments where I felt like, because I mean, dude, truth be told, I started this band in my underwear in my apartment in Fresno in 2015. So like, here we are, like 4 years later, and I was like, wow, I finally have this. And it was very cool. And you know, like Kevin said, I think the first time that we ever met was in Anaheim, and both of us were drinking. And
I'm so fucking embarrassed.
The thing is I don't think he remembers this too. He remembers this too, but back when I used to drink, I would get kind of like wrestle and grab people, and I remember I was grabbing them and just kind of pinching them and shit like that.
I think that's what I was like, all right. And I started like, look at me, dude. I'm a smaller guy, And Wes is here with his fucking mitts. And I think he was like, grabbed my shoulders at the bar when I was like, all right. I'm like, I want to keep up, but I don't know what the fuck. And I think I just was hammered. And I have a memory. We were outside with the guy. Was it from
R-Bomb?
Yeah. And he was like introducing me. And I have,
dude,
I have a memory in my head of me just like, you're here.
It was
just
Elliot
like,
and
boom.
Greg. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just running into him and hitting him. And I'm like, in my drunken memory in the morning, I was like, how did that end? Like, how could that be a good thing in any scenario? You know, I'm playing out all the ways that could have like worked in my favor.